Tonight we got a special guest DJ, John Creamer. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Hello, thank you for having me.
How are you?
Very well.
What's going on,
Good, man. Thank you.
Welcome to Redhook.
Thank you. Thank you.
John, where are you from?
I was born in Philly, and basically in between Philly and New York, and New York since like early 90s.
Early 90s.
Yeah. So
Was
then
the
it
best
started.
time to be in New York,
I
right?
think so. Yeah.
Is that when you moved here, the club scene?
Just half my family's in Long Island. My immediate family's in Philly, so I would come up here with them. And then as far as just music, I was doing that before I was even here. But it just happened to work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Started working at April, and April Records in I don't know, like 93, 94,
Oh, wow.
something like this.
So wait, just take a pause for a second. What made you come to New York?
Just not wanting to be in Philly. I don't like
You
it.
had enough of the cheesesteaks?
Yeah,
You in
right?
South Philly?
No, Center City. But it's, cheesesteaks are great. I mean, that's, when I go back to Philly, I always get sandwiches.
From
Philly's
where,
a great
though?
sandwich.
From
D'Alessandro's.
Okay.
Are they the
In
best?
East,
It's a
yes.
spot I never heard of.
Yeah, it's not like, the ones that are like the famous ones are really kind of like the okey doke ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just kind of like touristy. You know what I mean?
What about cheesesteaks up here? Is there any competition, any places out in New York? That
99 miles, because they
Yeah.
get their bread from Philly. And Carl's. Carl's used to be on Chambers, and they got one at Yankee Stadium.
I got to show you a spot by my
Yeah?
house in Bay Ridge.
It's
yeah.
very good. The bread has to be right, my friend.
It's
So-
good. It's good.
You gotta-
I
yeah?
don't think you would be disappointed.
No? All right. Me and Manny had one the other night. Me, Manny, and who else was there? Whatever.
I drove to Philly once for a cheesesteak.
Yeah?
Yeah, we got in the car, we went down there.
But you went to,
I went to Gino's.
yeah, it's just
Wasn't too
not.
excited.
No.
And they're really snotty people, not for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever, you know what I mean? But D'Alessandro's it's a little bit out of the city. I think it's like in the East Falls area. So it's right near the Textiles College in Philly, not far from Germantown. But that's the best spot,
So
for
you
sure.
moved to New York in the early 90s. You were already doing music.
Mhm.
Where were you
DJing.
living in New York when you first moved there?
Always around the Eastville, Gramercy for a little while. I was dating some chick who had a place there. But mostly the Eastville, Williamsburg. My mom's from Williamsburg.
And you hopped right into the club scene when you got here?
Yeah, I
already
mean,
had
the
records
thing
out?
is, April really kind of catapulted everything because being in a record shop like that, I mean, everyone comes all week long, all like the major guys. So you develop relationships with them, which I think was a great way to get into the industry. And then I started doing A&R and production. I'd been producing before I even worked there. But that kind of just, once you have those kind of connects, you know what I mean? It just works.
So you started out working in the shop?
Yeah,
I remember going to that shop.
Yeah, yeah.
What was it on?
9th between 3rd and 4th,
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it's like a sushi spot now.
crazy.
I mean, every record shop shut down, right?
But that was like the spot, that place.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
had all big DJs walking in there.
of course, man. Yeah, we would kick it all the time, man. Junior Vasquez, every single DJ
Every DJ
that
was there.
worked
Yep.
was coming there. You know what I mean? And it was good. So I was the buyer for that,
Okay.
manager for years. Then I worked at Satellite after that, which was cool. Way big different vibe. April was very kind of clean, and we had our certain sound. Satellite was kind of like across the board. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
from jungle to, tech stuff and like bossa nova house. You know what I mean? Like everything. April was very like targeted towards that like Sound Factory, the original Sound Factory kind of vibe,
Yep.
like darker stuff like Pierre, Angel Murray, that kind of,
Okay.
So
Where was Satellite Records?
that was on the Bowery, right?
Bowery and Christie.
Yeah, it was in
It was
Christie?
on like by Stanton Street, like right off Stanton Street.
Yeah. So Bowery, but like a different crew. I mean, that place was like the messiest place I've ever been in, like hands down. It was ridiculous, but they had lots of good music, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, yeah.
8-Ball's very clean, you know what I mean? Because the original idea with 8-Ball was to have a cafe and then sell records. And we did for a while,
Yeah.
So, but it's, people don't want to, most people that go to cafes don't want to hear pounding house music, you know what I mean, and like 12 in the afternoon.
And they had a good
So-
system in there. They had a Yuri in there, right?
Yeah.
Yuri.
And then the sub, the cabinet my boy made. I think there were community tops,
Yeah.
and then like some 15-inch double JBL that my boy made, which weighed like 300 pounds, you know what I mean? That was actually in my house before, my apartment, which was, my neighbors loved me. You know?
So
So-
what made you get into music? Is it in the family? Like,
I don't know. It just kind of happened, like being around peers that were DJing, and then just like the next logical step is to produce, you know what I mean? And hip hop, I was a hip hop head, you know what I mean? Like from the get. And then I think for me, when hip hop started changing in the 90s to like this very flashy kind of thing where, you know, like it was less cultural.
Yeah.
You know, when back in the days I felt that it was just really a dope thing. But once it got all fancy, like when Puffy started really coming out with like,
Mainstream.
yeah, it just, and I'm not hating, but a little bit. You know what I mean? I just feel like it went backwards. You know what I mean? Like it didn't progress. And now today I think it's a fucking joke. You know what I mean?
So you also played an instrument, right?
When I was young, I played the trombone. Yeah. But right now, I can't read music. None of that shit.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? I figure shit out with my fingers. You know, it's not. I'm not trained like that. You know what I mean? It was more for fun.
So how did you
But,
start making records?
This is my first records I was making in Brooklyn with MPC. I used to live with Conrad Corelli, who is a pretty well-known house music engineer. So we had a studio called Sweaty Ball Studio because we had no AC, and it was kind of disgusting, but not as disgusting as Satellite though. So yeah, I just started making them there in my house, like minimal equipment, you know, because at that age, you know what I mean, you don't have that much bread laying around, you know?
Yeah.
And shit was also really expensive back in
Yeah,
the
of
day,
course.
you know? To make a record, you had to be committed, you know?
Yeah.
And the process of getting one out is even more of a commitment, you know what I mean? So that's why I think back in the day you had a lot, there's dope music that comes out now, but I just think the process of how artists got signed, first of all, just producing a record, you had to go to a studio, you know, 2-inch tape was like $90 for a roll, you know what I mean? So it's like, you had to be able to like do it, you know what I mean? Like, you had that, like, confidence that you were gonna do something with it, you know? Unless, because now you can be a hobby,
It
which
was
is
harder work.
download, yeah.
Right?
You could just download a program and make a record anytime now. Back then, nah, you had to fucking lock out
You
a
had to
studio.
remember the levels on the board.
Yeah, take pictures of that shit or write the diagram. That's what people used to do, like you know, have a sheet of paper with all the knobs and the levels, and then you just mark them, you know?
And there was no automation. So
I mean, if you went to a really dope room, you know, I guess like
You had to
Soundworks had
yeah.
a SSL, which was automated, I think. But I mean, at that point, you're looking at a board that costs like $700,000, $800,000.
Yeah, it was
So it's
crazy.
like, bedroom producer is buying an SSL at
No.
that time?
Not
You know, nah.
buy
You know,
like a Mackie
you buy a
24
house
channel.
before
Yeah,
you buy
a
that.
house,
You know what I mean? So yeah, I had a Mackie 1604. I went to Francois K had a auction at one of his studios, so I bought some like reverbs and delays from him, and it just kind of kept going on. You
So
know,
how
always at MPC though.
So how did you and Stephen K get together?
Me and Steph I knew again from 8 Ball. He would come in, and when I was doing A&R for 8 Ball, I hired him as Madam, because he goes on the Madams with, I think with Katsi Mai, these 2 Japanese kids. So when I hired him to do a project, I had a couple projects that I was working on, and I just decided to have him do them with me. So that was probably around like 96, maybe even earlier, 95. So we've been working together since then. So it's like you're looking at like 21 years, you know? But so we slowly got, you know, started doing stuff together. And then around 2000, you know, so I had a couple things come out here and there that were just like very New York centric style records, you know, very Sound Factory, you know, Junior Vasquez. Like it was, anything I made at that point was geared towards trying to get it played there.
Okay.
At the Sound Factory. So
And this is the original Sound Factory.
yeah, it's where I guess we turned into Twilo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's how I learned about house, that place, you know, and 8 Ball. But they were kind of both very close tied together, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Because anyone would go to the club, Sunday afternoon, they get out of the club and just come by and buy records that they heard there. You know what I mean? Oh, you know this record? And I was the buyer, so I knew it, you know? But yeah, so Steph, you know, we started making stuff, and around 2000, we did, I was at Satellite, and I heard Hide You, the Kosheen record.
Yep.
So I just scooped up the promo, because it had the acapella on it, and we did the record, me and Steph, and I guess John Digweed heard about it. And at that point, when John got his hands on that, we had already like finished like 6 or 7 projects that just, you know, they weren't coming out, but like we had a stockpile of
You had
material.
ammo.
Yeah. So once John called up, I mean, someone at Twilo gave him our number. So he called and left a message, and he was like, I sent him everything. And after that, it was kind of a wrap. Then we did Io, Rapture, Wish You Were Here, Forget the World, Till There Was You, New Order, Satoshi Told Me, Love and Traffic. So it was just kind of like,
Those were
for
like,
a very long time, we were just kind of running shit.
those were
The
huge.
New York records,
Those,
yeah.
those are huge records. They're
Yeah,
still,
man.
They're still
Well,
big.
so
Classics,
so
yeah.
So that
Yeah.
record, Hide You, was the breakthrough record for you.
That, and to follow it up with Rapture.
Well,
Io.
Rapture was huge.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that was a radio record too.
Yeah.
So it's like once you get to that level, it's like it's kind of a wrap.
That
It's a
record's
done
been
deal.
remixed a million times.
Let
Yeah.
me ask you a question. Do you think, like, in today's day and age,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, like records like, say, Rapture
Yeah.
is like a classic,
Right.
right? And you could play it. It's actually not even like a dated sound. Like,
Right.
you know, it's like one of those records where it's like a timeless record.
Right, yeah.
The sound sounds good.
Yeah, tempo-wise, things change, but
But that
a
record.
dope record's
yeah.
a dope record.
So, but do you see that happening with with any records that are coming out today? Like, are there any records that are dropping today where you're gonna say,
I
like,
don't
wow,
see it.
that's gonna be a classic in?
Not really. I don't hear much like that, you know. But I'm also like not super heavy on like searching out new people. You know what I mean? Like I like what I like. It's very like particular, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like maybe there's shit that comes out that's gonna be like that, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't really. Oh, maybe like this song, Crossfade, some Maceo Plex stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like those are big underground records, but like stuff on the radio is like, you know, what worked for us is that our records were credible and also commercial. You know what I mean? So a lot of the stuff that comes out now that's on the radio is just straight up commercial. You know what I mean? It's not underground in any way.
Yeah.
It's not like it's formulaic. Our shit wasn't like that.
Now
you
talk
know?
to us about the 10.5-minute record.
Ah,
You know, like
yeah.
you guys were notorious for making
yeah.
10.5-minute records.
I mean, I just felt like that it wasn't intentional. I just felt like the space where, you know, stuff isn't happening that much is just as important as the, you know, kind of hectic, more, you know, developed parts of the song. You know what I mean? And if I never was like, all right, let's make a 10-minute long song. I'm like, let's make this song, and if it happens to be 10, 13, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? So it was never ever like set out. You know what I mean? Like, just kind of what we did. I find it hard now to make records that are 6, 7, 8 minutes long. You know what I mean? But
Well, I just
I get
think
it
the
done.
attention span of people today is just like,
you 10
can't
minutes.
keep them engaged.
Yeah, for
you
10.
know?
Yeah, it's everything's like this. But you know, so is TV. So is like so many things in this world right now.
I know.
You know, it's a little bit of a joke, but we're here, right? You know what I mean? Got to deal with it.
So you got some new stuff coming out.
Yep, got some stuff coming out in October on stereo, Juice and Chabella's label. So then after that, I guess they got people remixing that now. I don't know who.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with much of the business like I used to. I used to kind of run me and Steph's whole life. But now it's like, look, I'm just making a fucking record. You get it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you do it. I got, you know, all love, you know,
Yeah,
but just
yeah,
like, because you don't make money from selling records. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have so many other things in place. But so for me, I'm just like, all right, you know, if it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. You know, I still love them. I got like 30, 40 songs on my computer that I've never even released or even thought about releasing. You
Really?
know,
Yeah.
just like, they're for me.
So then it's just like now all the money's being made off DJing. So
Shows,
you have
yeah.
the records out, and then you start getting booked for DJing.
Right, which then comes in, you have to get publicists and then like, you know, a good agent, you know, who's got good connects. But agents also like, fuck up this industry a bit too. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy for guys getting like $100,000 a gig. You know what I mean? I'm not getting that, but it's. I mean, it's, you know, they buy their likes on Facebook, and you know, that's what promoters go for. Like how many likes you have on Facebook, not like your talent or anything.
So
like
you
this.
understand how important social media is.
I do. I kind of. Well, we talked about it a little while ago.
Yeah.
You know, looking into somebody to run that side of my life, but again, it's like that's a commitment too, because it's like if you do all that, you're paying for it. You got to do the follow up too. You know, you can't half-ass it.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to be ready for the whole
It's a full-time
mish.
job.
Yeah. So it's like the
Full-time job.
social media, then traveling, then it's like, you know, I'm 42. Like, how much do I want to be traveling? You know what I mean? I mean, it's cool money.
Have you been traveling to play?
Not tons, you know. I always have Eastern Europe and South America pretty locked up. You know what I mean? Like my shit does real well there. But like the States, I don't travel much. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm not really like pushing myself that much either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but man, we'll see. I mean, like October. It's also too. Steph's in Tokyo now, and I really enjoy working with Steph. And other people, I work with them and it's fun. But me and Steph, as soon as we sit down, it clicks. You know what I mean? Smoke a joint, make a record. You know what I mean? Just drink a beer, make a record. You know? And it's like, it's not like we just know what each other like. You know what I mean? And we just happen to like very much the same thing. You know? So that's helpful, having a good partnership. But him being in Tokyo, it kind of limits how much we do work together. You know? Which, if he was here, I mean, I'd be way more active. You know what I mean?
We're competing with the motorcycle.
Yeah, right?
Like Redhook.
That's it. It's a nice motorcycle.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see what happens in October. Like I said, I'm not too stressed about any of it. You know what I mean? Like, we did what we did, and we fucking ran shit, and I'm happy about it. You know what I mean? So it's like, to like try and like do more stuff. It's like, I mean, if you know me, you know who I am, how I rock, what I do. If you like it, cool, you know? Cool, you know? So it's like, just not like super, but maybe in October, like, we'll see if the records start doing well. You know, maybe someone will like start, an agent will call, or management will call, and they want to, you know, for stuff like that, it's important.
Yeah.
If you really want to get down and get busy, you know? Otherwise, it's like, all right, I don't really need any of that because I don't really care about it. I care about making music, you know what I mean? But we'll see, you know, maybe my attitude will change, you know, once the records come out. But it's again, like, do I want to travel as much as I used to? You know what I mean? Like, I love New York, you know what I mean? I love being here. But yeah, money's all right, you know, get a couple thousand a gig, you know, a couple in a week, a couple a month, you know, make 10 G's a month.
So you and
Not
Stefan
bad.
still get to work on records together?
Yeah,
Do you
well, he
drop
flies
off
in
to
from
each other?
Tokyo. No, he'll fly in from Tokyo, you know. So, yeah, I'm waiting for him this summer. And, yeah, we'll see what's up. Maybe it won't happen this summer, you know, but I'd like it to, you know. But it's, you know, that's commitment as well for him. He's in Tokyo. He's got his life there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he comes here. You know, he's got to stay with me for a month, you know, 3 weeks.
Does he
when we
play?
work.
Does he play out in Tokyo?
Yeah, he does a lot in Tokyo. I mean, Tokyo's
You been out there?
yeah, a bunch of times, yeah. I haven't been out there since he's moved out there, but we were thinking maybe instead of him coming here, maybe in October, once the stuff comes out, is I'll go there for a month, you know? Which could be cool, you know what I mean? Like, it's a cool city, very efficient, you know, nice food.
Yep.
So, we'll see. Everything's just kind of like, you know, relaxed. You know, if it goes down, it goes down.
Yeah.
You know?
So what are some of your favorite rooms that you played at in Manhattan over the years?
Manhattan?
Yeah.
I mean, I liked Idlewild, which was Den of Thieves on Houston. That was back in the day. That was a tiny little place. Yeah, I mean, I don't actually play that much in New York. I mean, I did parties, you know, here and there. I mean, Pacha was always nice, you know, Crowbar. But Sound
was
Factory
nice.
bar downstairs for when Frankie was playing upstairs, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was me, Francois K, or Frankie Knuckles. Something, yeah. That when I was playing acid jazz, like kind of like funkier, like hip-hoppy stuff, you know?
Yeah.
That was great though. I had a wonderful time. That was always just a cool party too. The Wednesday nights, was that with Barbara Tucker, the
Yeah,
industry night, yeah.
Yeah,
And then they did something else on Mondays, right? Something.
I think so. Yeah.
Then Manny Ward used to play there, so I would always go there because he worked at 8 Ball, so we just fly over together, you know.
Yeah.
But so it's like, I mean, I like a lot of smaller spots. You know, the big nightclubs, it's like, I just find it to be a little bit wears me out a bit. You know what I mean? So many people talking to people. You know, it's like the smaller places you just kind of do your thing. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather be places people don't know me. You know what I mean? So I just like have my drink, kick it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, in the smaller places, it's more of an intimate vibe, right?
Yeah, I mean the same thing like with festivals. I don't like festivals. I mean, it's just too much of a production for me. You know what I mean? And the sound's always shitty. You know what I mean? But got nice kicks on. They got all fucked up. You know what I mean? Because some people are all wasted, and me and myself too. But you know.
Well, I think most of the guys we've spoken to about festivals, you know, they talk about how, you know, you're only getting like an hour,
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah,
to
there's
play.
not much of a vibe. You
So
know what I mean?
You can't really build anything. You're just
Right.
playing bangers. You know?
Right. Yeah. You just go in and smash it.
Yeah,
Where-
You know,
everybody's playing the same
Yeah.
hits.
Right. Yeah, I imagine like 4 DJs playing very similar sets in a row, which, I mean, if that's what the kids want, go for it. But I'm not a kid. You know what I mean? And I've been doing this, you know?
Sure.
So, but it's, yeah, the festival stuff. I mean, I did Creamfields in Turkey, Creamfields, Argentina, which that was a good production in Argentina. I love Argentina.
So what was your most memorable place that you played at?
I always like Argentina.
Yeah.
Argentina is my favorite. Well, it's New York, Montreal, Argentina. Tunisia I like a lot. It's just pretty. Beautiful beaches.
Where'd you play out in Montreal?
Stereo, always stereo.
Stereo,
Yeah, man.
That's a dope club.
Yeah. The Yuri they have in there was mine.
Really?
Yeah, I sold it to them. I used to get them things all the time. Bozaks and Yuri, you know. I used to be able to cut with a Yuri.
With a Yuri.
All right, too.
You
know?
and probably Flex are the only two people
Yeah.
that come with it. Flex was able to come
Yeah?
with the Yuri. Yeah.
Well, we had one at the shop. So it's like, I mean, basically what I did at that record shop was buy the music that got sold there and then sell the music. So it's like, I basically just played music for like 8 hours a day. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a fucking great job.
You still have your vinyl collection?
Yeah. Yep. I got a great reggae dance halls collection, great jazz.
Do you like to play reggae?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a gig stick, I'll give you a mix I did in, I think it's from 92,
Yeah.
maybe a little later, maybe 94, 95, yeah. It's a good, dope mix. My boy, I guess I gave it to my boy, and then he just emailed it to me. Because I don't have any of that shit, you know? So
Yeah.
I put it on the desktop. I was like, fuck, you know, it's not
You're
bad.
like, wow, this is pretty good.
Yeah, I still have all the records, too. So.
Do you think vinyl's making a comeback? Not so much with DJs, but
Right.
like
As
just
collectors.
as collectors, yeah.
I mean, I guess, you know, you read the articles where it's like, you know, saying that, you know, it's like 300% up, you know, but it's like, all right, it was virtually non-existent, so it could only go up, you know what I mean? But I think the one record that we're putting out with Stereo, a Japanese label is doing the vinyl pressing of it. But probably only like 300 copies or
There's
something.
there's still record stores in Japan. Manhattan Records
Yeah.
is still in Shibuya.
Right, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I
so
remember that.
They got a lot of record stores
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Tokyo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're very like into our culture and they kind of keep it going. You know what I mean? I used to go to, I buy dance hall from Japan and I would always find like one song I was missing on a rhythm or some shit.
Yeah.
With like a little Japanese girl with 4-finger ring, like, you know?
They were probably
Like-
bootlegging your records out
Yeah,
there.
right?
Yeah, I think like vinyl collection here is like part of the whole hipster movement.
Yeah,
You have a lot of hipsters that are like getting into vinyl and collecting vinyl.
right. Cooler than now kind of thing. Yeah.
So I think that's what, you know, you're seeing like people buying their record players. And
Right,
buying
yeah.
vinyl and playing vinyl.
Yeah, I mean, are they making techniques still? Or, like, did they just restart doing them
I
again or
think they
something?
were
I think
restarting.
so.
I know Pioneer picked it up and they're making a model of it,
Uh-huh.
but I think Techniques is going to start making them, or they did start making them again.
Right.
So,
Cool, man. Yeah, it's. I mean, if culturally it goes forward and you know, new heads are like into it like that, I'm with it.
do you
know what I mean?
like playing on vinyl, or do you?
I do.
prefer
I mean,
playing
now
on-
it's like it's just easy tractor.
Yeah.
Everything's in there. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
It's just a lot, you know. Back in the days, it was a pain in the ass playing with vinyl. You get on an airplane with 2 boxes. It's like half the time they go missing. You know
Yeah.
what
Did
I
you
mean?
ever you made the switch from vinyl to CD?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you kind of had to. You didn't really have a choice because you would go to places and they don't even have turntables. They got CD players, so it's like you were kind of forced into it.
Yeah.
Now you go to places and they don't even have CDs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
They got controllers.
Yeah, that's it. But, hey, man, what it is, I fought it just as long as I could. You know what I mean? But, I mean, I still have all my CD cases. But, like I said, man, you kind of got to roll with the punches. In the
So what are you
industry.
gonna play for us tonight?
Some good old New York house music. That's it, you know?
You're gonna play some of the stuff that you made, some of the stuff that you made?
Yeah, I'll probably play a couple. It depends. We'll see how I feel when I get up there. I don't much of a plan. You know what I
cool.
mean?
Well, I
That's
think
kinda how I go into
Everybody's
it.
excited.
Perfect.
You got a nice audience for you tonight,
That sounds great.
and we're gonna have some fun.
Cool. Well, thank you for everything.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
let's do it.
All right,
John
man.
Creamer.
Thank
We're
you,
here with
brother.
John Creamer. We're gonna take a 2-minute break. I'm gonna get him up on the tables.
Need this?